your right hand on her forehead like this, and you make supplication. You ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless you and bless her, and also you ask Allah refuge from her evil. Allahumma a'tini khayraha wa khayra ma jubilat alayh wa kfini sharraha wa sharra ma jubilat alayh. This is Rasulullah said. Don't think I am now, insulting or abusing or, looking to the wife as, very bad look, or actually looking her down, or, offending her. I'm not offending her. This is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that. This is a sunnah. That before you go to bed with her, make 2 rak'ah facing Qibla, put your hand to her, on her forehead like this, and then you make dua. You say, Allahumma a'tini khayraha wa khayra ma jubilat alayh wa kfini sharraha wa ma jubilat alayh. This is sunnah. Also now, be gentle. Listen to me, men. Listen to me, grooms. Listen to me, the one who's getting married. Especially you young people. Listen to me. This lady who came to you now with you in this room alone. Remember, my brother, that she is there with her mother and father at least 18 years. Let's say the minimum age a woman get married 18. She spent 18 years in her house. She spent 18 years in her room. She never had a man with her in his bedroom except this night. So how do you expect her to act? Do you think she will just surrender to you? You think she will just give herself like you? Definitely she will be shy. She will definitely be shy. She feel lonely. Unless just before you took her from the wedding hall or from anywhere, wherever the party was, she was there with her family, with her sister, with her friend. Suddenly now she's alone with you for the first time in her life. So be gentle. Be nice. Try to persuade her, to convince her. What is you going to do? And some women, by the way, by some girls, they give them wrong, some elderly women, I don't know why they give them wrong impression about the first night. Be careful, don't do that. Don't let him do that. And she will come with you almost brainwashed. Some girls, they will be alone. She will come, she will be with her husband alone in the bedroom, but her brain is washed before by other women. So you try to be nice, to be gentle, and then you take her and you help her. Try to help her to undress, because she's usually when she's with her mother, with her sister, they will help her to dress. Now she will undress. So you should really help her, and then to be nice to her, to hug her, to make dua, to smile in her face, to tell her nothing is going to harm you, I will be gentle with you. Then you hold her, you hug her, and then you take her in the bed. And then before you gonna do the real sexual intercourse, you should make another sunnah. Many people, they forget about it. And this sunnah, by the way, brother and sister, not only you do it only in the first night of marriage. No. This should be done all your life. Anytime you, the man, you want to make, to have sexual intercourse with your wife, you must do the sunnah. You say, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahumma akina sharra ma atitana. Allah, if you akina sharr ma katabta lana. Allahumma, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. By the name of Allah, oh Allah, protect what you're going to give us. Because if you say that, if you say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim and you ask Allah, protection, Rasulullah say, if you say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim and you make dua to protect what Allah give you, Allah said, if Allah decided that you're going to have a son or a boy or a girl, it will not be approached and the shaitan will not touch him. He will be protected from the shaitan if you say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So some people, they say, how could I remember at that moment? Well, put it, a very important sunnah in your mind and you will not forget it. And after marriage, if you are, I'm talking now to everybody, if anyone of you, my brother, sister, can forget, it is no harm to write it. on the head of the bed, write this, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahumma aqina ya Rabba, aqina ash-shaytanu ma a'taytana. Now I don't remember the right hadith, but anyway, you should say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. You should say Bismillah before you approach your wife. Make it a habit, not only just in the... And then also while you are, there, be gentle, because this is your wife, especially, which is 90% of the girls, when they first get married, they are virgin. So you have to be careful, you as a husband, and, not mistreating her, be harsh, be gentle, be nice, okay. Now I go back to the fifth brick, which may build the righteous house or demolish it. The expenses. The expenses and the wrongdoing which took place in some wedding. Some wedding, unfortunately, they spend too much money and too much food, and not only that. I think I mentioned about too much money and too much, but there are other things which is also very bad. When they mix women and men together in the wedding, this is absolutely haram. Now I'm asking you, you listen to me, you the one who's going to get married, you the groom. How do you expect Allah to bless you and bless your wife and bless your marriage, and you're committing a sin from the first night? By entering to be with your wife on the same chair, and the two chairs at the front of women, which you call it, a nassa. There is the expression or the common word in the Gulf, or even most of the Arab, they allow the groom to enter with his wife, to see his wife, or to sit with his wife on two chairs at front of the women. And they are strangers. They are not your relatives. They are not your mother. They are not your sister. You are a stranger to them. And remember, when it's a wedding, definitely all the women will come as beautiful as they can. So whether it's the dress or the makeup, they are in the best situation of their appearance. They are in the best situation of their appearance. Makeup, smell, very fancy dresses. How come you allow yourself to sit and look to these women? Maybe now when you're looking, you maybe find more beautiful girl than your wife, and what's going to happen? Or other women fall in love with you. Or you dance, or men dance with women. This is absolutely haram. This is a very bad, I will call it major sin. To be men and women fixing together, dancing together, all right? Or allowing somebody to make a photograph for you, video, and you don't know where the video gone. Do you know, brother, sister, that many weddings being spread out, being smuggled, to other people, and people are selling it. They have photographed, and they have took video for this particular marriage, and they spread it out, and they distribute it, and they smuggle it to other people, and then other people who don't know, they watching, enjoy, all women. This is again haram. So this fifth brick is to be careful not to commit any sin during your wedding. Make sure that your wedding is according to Islam. No dancing. I don't mean women. Men should not dance with women. Men should not dance alone. Women can dance together, but no musical instrument with men. No musical instrument. It is haram. But chanting, no problem. If you got your friends, people chanting for you, congratulating you, that's no problem. But not musical instrument. Anyway, in other words, do not commit a sin from the first night if you want Allah to bless your marriage. Now, we come to the sixth brick of building the righteous family. The seventh brick is when your wife gets pregnant. Unfortunately, many grooms, many husbands, he really don't know what happened to his wife when she gets pregnant. Do you know, my brothers, you especially husband, you especially grooms, that when your wife gets pregnant, that you will notice many changes in her behavior. She may not, to the extent she may hate you, she may doesn't like you. Not because of pregnant, because some hormones. There are some hormones changing. Some hormones in the body of your wife physically change, and it caused her, not to like things, not to like you. She cannot stand your smell. Sometimes she want to eat very funny things, somebody told me that women, when they get pregnant, especially in the first 3 months, they want to chew soap. They want to chew, hot pepper. Some of them even, they want to chew chalk, chalk, they write something out of their hand. And some women, she cannot stand the smell of your clothes. She cannot stand your smell. So you should be aware of this, that when the women get pregnant, whether it's a new wife, new bride, or even after the 4th or the 6th baby, same thing. You should put in your mind, you should be aware, you as a husband, that once your wife got pregnant, you must understand that many changes could happen to her. So you should even her attitude, even her behavior. She may not like to have sex with her at all. So you should put in your mind, she doesn't mean she doesn't like you. Something out of her hand. You should be aware. And ask doctors, please, ask doctor, they will give you more than what I gave you. Now, the other thing about pregnant, you should really help your wife. Do you know that, my brother, that 9 months of pregnancy, imagine you yourself holding a weight of 5 to 6 kilo on your back for 9 months. Can you stand that? Maybe up to 9 kilo, because the water, the uterus, and the water and the baby. All right. Imagine, that lady, poor lady, she can stand for 9 months holding the baby, killing her back, and you should help her at home. You don't really burden her with your many, too much request. Give me that, why don't you make my laundry, why don't you make my lunch? You should help her. She needs help now, because this is your baby and her baby. It's not only her baby. But believe me, brother, I want to every husband, especially the new one who was not aware of pregnancy and how hardship that the lady go through when she get pregnant, I want you to try to take 9 kilo, and just rub it, put it in your back, tight it in your back, and keep walking for about 1 hour, just 1 hour, with 9 kilo in your back. See how do you feel, What about a woman? She's holding this weight for almost 9 months. So she doesn't need help from you. She doesn't need to be nice with her. She doesn't need from you to be, forgivable. You should forgive her for any shortcoming. You should really appreciate that. And I'm talking this not only even to myself. We men should be aware of this when the woman she gets pregnant. They are poor. They stand a lot hardship. Now, not only that. After she finished her 9 months, okay, what is your responsibility towards her? Some men, unfortunately, he doesn't know about his wife from the first month she gets pregnant until she delivers the baby. Until they call him, they said, hey, you know that Allah now gave you a boy or girl? Oh yeah? Oh, thank you very much. And that's it. He doesn't know what happened to his wife. Who took her to the hospital? Maybe she took a limousine, or she maybe knocked the door of her neighbors and the neighbor have taken her to hospital, or maybe her son or her brother. Some husband, believe me, some of them like that. He doesn't care. He doesn't know whether his wife is in hospital or at home. But the right person, the good husband, the righteous husband, the good Muslim husband, the one who's fear Allah, the one who will be asked, that he will be asked about his wife, you should be next to her when she is really delivering. My brother, when you go with your wife inside delivery room, when she is delivering, and when you are holding her hand like this, when she is having pain, when she is screaming, do you know that you are relieving more than 60% of her pain? When she look at you, you are next to her, and you are holding her hand, and you are making dua for her, believe me, you will relieve a minimum of 50-60% of her pain. So be next to your wife, my brothers. You the husband, you the groom, be next to your wife when she is delivering a baby. And then after the baby there, hug her, congratulate him, kiss her hand, kiss her head, congratulate him, say Alhamdulillah, Allah save you. You are relieved. She will love you more. You know, she is your wife, she is your partner, she is your life partner. You know, why you are disregarding her? You know, this is again very important of the building righteous family, and that's the one I finished as the fifth brick. Now I come to the sixth brick of building the righteous family. Is choosing good name for your boy or your girl. Unfortunately, some of the fathers, he doesn't care any name you give the boy. But remember, you know, what name you give your father, you give your son or your daughter will reflect on him in the future. So try to, you know, choose very good name for your boy or your girl. You know, if he's a boy, the recommended, I'm not saying the obligatory names, but the recommended name is Abdullah or Abdurrahman. Because Rasulullah says the most lovable name in the sight of Allah is Abdullah and Abdurrahman. So, and for the girl, there is no hadith for girl, but you know, we know if you call her Khadija, Aisha, Fatima, Zainab, you know, good names, not Suzanne, not Julie, not Juri. This is not our name, you know. This is not our, I will not say Islamic name, because there is no such Islamic names. There are Arab names, by the way. There is no such Islamic, you know, name. That they're Arab names. So if you are Arab, why you go and call your son John instead of calling him Muhammad or Saleh or Abdullah or Abdurrahman? And if he's a girl, why you go to Susie and Mookie and Judy and, you know, Vicky or something like that? You should call her a good Arab name, you know, like Sahaba. This is again one of the, this is the seventh brick of building family. Now we come, when your boy reach 7 days, what is the sunnah? The sunnah, my brother and sister, when your son is reaching 7 days, you should really give him a good name, and also shave his hair. You know, the sunnah that you should shave your son hair, and then you take this maybe 1 gram or 2 gram of hair, you take it to the gold market, because they have special scale, you know, very sensitive scale. Yeah, the people who are selling gold, they have their own scale. So you took this hair in a tissue or something, and you go to the gold market and try to weigh this hair, and whatever money comes, you should give it as a charity. This is a sunnah, okay? And also one of the sunnah that you should make adhan. Even there are, you know, some opinions about this, but you know, it's no harm. You know, there are different opinions about making adhan on the right hand and in the right ear, or making iqamah in the left ear when he is on the 7th day, or even the first day. Usually it is better to be in the first day. You know, the same day he was, you know, you got your son or your daughter, the sunnah, you hold him in your hand, and then you make adhan in the right ear and iqamah in the left ear. This is a sunnah. And then also one of the sunnah that when you shave your son, that you should really, you know, wipe him with za'faran, you know, this yellow. This is a sunnah again, but it's not bloating. Other sunnah, for the boy, you should really slaughter 2 sheep. On the 7th day, if you cannot, on the 7th day, on the 14th day of his delivery, when his age is 14, the best thing when he's 7. But if you cannot, when he is 14 days old. If you cannot, when he's 21 days age, right? When his age is 21 days. If you cannot do that, then you can leave it anytime you can. But even if you cannot, even, let's say you are poor. Let's say you are a poor father. You cannot afford to slaughter not even 1 sheep for your son. Then you just wait whenever you can. Now let's say you couldn't. even with time and time, you could not do it. When your son grown up, when he grow up, and he now he's a young man and he already worked, he got a job, he finished his study, then you should tell him, my son, I couldn't slaughter for you aqiqah. I couldn't make aqiqah for you, because they call it in Islam aqiqah. Two sheep for the boy and one sheep for the girl. So if you couldn't do it, neither for your boy or neither for your daughter, and they grow up, you should tell both of them. You should tell the boy, my son, I couldn't afford when you were a baby to slaughter 2 sheep for you. I just wanted to know that I couldn't. Then if you can't do it for yourself, do it. You should tell him. Same thing you tell your daughter. This is actually the eighth brick of the righteous family. The last but not the least, is actually helping your son or helping your daughter when they cannot afford to rent a house or to buy a car, to show them, to teach them, of course, how to be good Muslim, the good manners, to be good to the elderly people, to remember the poor, to remember the needy, to teach them the volunteer fasting, how they should, that there are volunteer fasting like Monday and Thursday, because Rasulullah ﷺ used to fast Monday and Thursday. When he was asked, why you fast Monday, he said, this is the day I was born. What about Thursday? He said, every Thursday Allah raising all good deeds, and he said, I want my deeds to be raised when I am fasting. And also he also taught us to fast the 13th, 14th and 15th of each month, which they call it al-ayyam al-bid, the white days. Also he advised us to fast also the day of Arafat and the 6 days of Shawwal, and also the Ashura, Yom Ashura, the 10th of Muharram. You to teach your children, that also teach them. You should take your children to the masjid to learn the Quran, to tahfidh Quran. You should teach them how to be good to their neighbors, how to respect elderly, how to respect you. Because when they grow up, they will be also father and mother. So if you taught them how to respect you and what is the obligation on them, as children towards you and towards the mother, they will remember also, if they become good to you, Allah will help them, that when they have boys and girls, they will be good to them. Al-jaza'u min jins al-amal, wa kama tadinu tudan. The reward will be the same as you do. If you do good to your parents, Allah will give you also your children, and will be pleased. They will also treat you good. If you mistreat your father and mother, also Allah will give you boys mistreat you. Brother and sister, thank you very much. We come to conclude our episode, our topic today about how to build righteous family. May Allah help us all to build righteous family, and also we become righteous. May Allah help you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.